Here we have the solar panels which act as a primary source of power for the entire system. This particular panel is manufactured by BP Solar. We'll now take a look at the specifications of the solar panel. As you can see, the nominal peak power is 80 watts, which means this is the maximum power which can be delivered by the solar panels, and the minimum power is 75 watts. So this means that under normal circumstances the panels will deliver a power of 75 watts, and the peak power voltage is 18 volts and the peak power current is 4.4 amps. This is a pyranometer. A pyranometer is an instrument used to measure the intensity of incident sunlight. The output leads of the pyranometer is connected to a multimeter. This is so that we can measure the output voltage of the pyranometer. As we can see, the output voltage is about 3.1 millivolts. Now this is multiplied by a factor of 200 in order to obtain the power intensity. This would yield a value of about 620 watts per meter square. We'll now have a look at the other components of the system. These components are responsible for effectively utilizing the power from the panels. Let us now have a closer look at each of them. This component here is a charge controller. This is a device that forms an interface between the panels and the battery. The main purpose of the charge controller is to limit the charge flowing into the battery. The input voltage can vary, but the output voltage will always be in the range of 24 to 27 volts. The first two terminals from the left are the input terminals coming from the panels, and the next two are the output terminals going to the battery. Red indicates positive and black indicates negative. The charge controller is customized to indicate critical parameters. The top center green LED indicates that the panels are delivering power. The three diagonal LEDs in orange indicate the charge level of the batteries. The three levels are high, medium and low. At the moment, the battery level is high. The bottom red LED indicates no charge in the battery.
Right now we are testing the output voltage given by the solar panels. As you can see, we are getting a reading of 26.3 volts. Now we are taking the output voltage given by the charge controller. Basically, this is the voltage that is used in order to charge the battery, and you can see that the reading is around 25.5 volts. Test 1, load test. In this test, we will be loading the freezer with up to 10 liters of water and calculating the time that it takes for the water to go from room temperature to below 0 degrees Celsius. The water has been loaded into bottles, which is equivalent to 10 liters, and kept inside the freezer. Now a thermometer will be introduced into the freezer and the lid of the freezer will be closed, after which the time will be started in order to measure the time from which the water will go from room temperature to below 0 degrees Celsius. Now we should take a look at the beta prototype of a solar powered freezer mounted on the push cart. All the components that we had shown earlier during the testing stage have been mounted into this cart so that to make it completely mobile. You can see that the solar panels are on the top. The freezer and the rest of the inverter along with the battery and the charge controller are placed in the body of the cart. Two solar panels that we are using in order to power the entire cart. The panels have been connected in series so as to get a total voltage of 24 volts. The panels are connected directly to the battery, which stores the charge. Here you can see all the internal components of the cart that is used to power the freezer. We have two batteries down there, the inverter and the charge controller. The battery is taken power directly from the solar panel and stores the charge. The freezer is then powered by taking power from the battery through the inverter. The charge controller is mainly used so as to limit the charge coming in from the panels to the battery. The freezer is right now running entirely on solar power. It has reached a temperature of minus 2 degrees Celsius. As you can see, there is frost that has formed by the sides of the freezer. The body of the cart has been designed so as to dissipate out the heat produced due to the freezer. As you can see right here, we have made holes by the side of the cart so that the heat generated by the freezer inside the wooden area can be dissipated out easily, and so that the heat doesn't build up inside the wooden area.